What's up guys, this is Steve for Android at Night, and today I'm going to be showing you everything that is great about Samsung's new Galaxy S8. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. By far the standout feature on the Galaxy S8 is this infinity display. This is a max resolution 2960 by 1440 Super AMOLED panel and it curves on the sides. This is unlike any other phone display I've used. When you hold this in your hand, it does actually feel like you're just holding a screen. This has got some of the smallest bezels of any phone other than the Mi Mix. There's also no Samsung or carrier branding on the front of the phone, so it looks even cleaner. The aspect ratio is 18.5 by 9, and this means the S8 is a much taller phone than you're used to, even if you're coming from something like LG's new G6. This does mean that when you're using the phone in landscape, it's like having a cinema screen in front of you. If you can get media to fit the screen perfectly, it looks absolutely fantastic. Unlike LG, Samsung have included some settings in the YouTube app which allow you to rescale stuff so that it fills the screen completely, and it looks absolutely breathtaking. Because it's Super AMOLED, the colour reproduction on the S8 is fantastic. You get really saturated colours and the blacks look super dark. And there's a few different modes that you can choose from which allow you to tweak the saturation and the colour reproduction to exactly how you want it to be. It's really easy to use one-handed because it's so thin, and I've actually found it really difficult to accidentally trigger anything with my fingers or the edge of my thumb, and during everyday usage I've never even noticed it. The S8 also comes with an always-on display, and there are a bunch of different themes that you can choose to show different types of information. The home button has 3D touch, so if your phone is unlocked, this will automatically go straight to your home screen. Samsung's Edge display has come a long way in the last couple of years. It's now a fully featured panel that you can access by swiping the edge of your screen, and this essentially just gives you access to a bunch of widgets. There's a lot that come with a phone, like your most used contacts, your most used apps, the weather, a compass, but there are also loads that you can download from Samsung's store. I didn't actually think I'd like this feature, but it does free you up to make some really minimal home screens whilst having a lot of content accessible at your fingertips. And speaking of fingertips, the fingerprint scanner on the S8 is absolutely perfect when you can find it. The location of it isn't the best in the world, but I'm sure I'll get used to it over time. You can also swipe down on your fingerprint scanner a la the Google Pixel, which will allow you to access your notification shade from wherever you are. This is one of my favourite gestures on the Pixel, and it was one of the things I really missed when I was using a G6. And Samsung have included another one of my favourite Pixel settings, which is the double tap on the power button to open your camera, and this works whether your phone is turned off or on. The camera on the S8 is pretty much the same 12 megapixel sensor that we saw on the S7, and this was by no means a bad camera. It was probably one of the best until the Google Pixel showed up. That being said, Samsung has done some wizardry with the software, which again is similar to what Google have done with the Pixel, and this is definitely performing at a slightly higher level than the camera on the S7. There are some nice extra features that Samsung have included. You've got slow motion video, virtual shot, you can do hyperlapses right out of the box, and one of my favourite modes, which is selective focus, and this is basically the same as the portrait mode on the iPhone 7 or the lens blur effect on the Google Pixel. And this allows you to take really nice HDR styled photos of portraits or objects. Samsung have also copied Facebook and Snapchat and given these live filters for selfies. They're pretty cute and funny. Some of them are a little bit weird. There seems to be a heavy emphasis on blusher for some reason, but if you do like using that sort of thing, you are well catered for. The phone ships with two different processors. You get an Exynos 8895 if you're in Europe and Asia, and you get a Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 if you buy this in the USA. And both versions ship with 4GB of RAM. In terms of performance, the S8 is fantastic out of the box and has been able to competently run any game that I've thrown at it. Of course, the real test will come with time, whether we see the S8 slow down in sort of 6 or 12 months time, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Samsung have also added in a thing called Game Tools, which allows you to tweak a couple of things when you're playing a game. First off, it allows you to adjust the screen resolution so that it fully fills the 18:9 screen. There's no point having a screen of this ratio if nothing ever fills it. LG. You can set it so you won't get any notifications when you're playing a specific game. As well as this, there's a setting which is supposed to stop you getting any unwanted touches on the edge of the screen, but as I said earlier, I never get that anyway, so it remains to be seen as to whether that's necessary. And there is also facilities to do screen capping and screen recording, which is really useful if you want to share content from your phone. The S8 is the first phone to ship with Bluetooth 5.0, and this offers a couple of benefits over Bluetooth 4.2. The first is multiple connectivity, so you can connect your phone to different sets of speakers or headphones at the same time. And to work with this, Samsung have added a link in your notification bar which allows you to easily choose your audio output if you have multiple devices connected. Another feature that has impressed me on the S8 is the stock launcher that is included. You guys will know that I don't really like stock OEM launchers, and I slated the one that launched on the G6. That being said, the launcher on the S8 is actually pretty good out of the box. It's not perfect, it's got some weird quirks like it doesn't support live wallpapers for some reason, although you can set them if you set them in a custom app first. And within the app drawer you can put all of your apps into folders, which allows you to keep your home screen looking a lot cleaner. The Galaxy S8 is waterproof to an IP68 rating, and this means you can submerge it in up to 1.5 meters of water for half an hour. So if you drop this in the bath or something, it's definitely not going to stop working, and it's perfectly fine to use this in the rain or reply to a message in the shower. And the final thing on the hardware is that it does also include a 3.5mm headphone jack, which yeah, I feel like we still need to actually point out. My overall impression of the S8 so far is incredibly positive. The design is certainly the best phone of the year, probably the best phone of all time, and it is where I thought smartphone design was going to be when I was sort of 15, looking 5 years in the future. I thought you'd just be holding a screen, there'd be basically no bezel, and that really is what the Galaxy S8 offers, a premium piece of design in a really nicely packaged smartphone. That being said, it isn't just style over substance. Samsung have done loads of nice little tweaks in the software. They've added loads of my favourite Pixel features, and they've got a few other ones that I haven't seen on any other phones. For example, if you go into your gallery and look at a screenshot, you can automatically jump to the URL of the website that the screenshot was taken from. I am going to be doing another version of this video when I'm going to talk about everything that I don't like. It's not a huge list, but there are a few things that Samsung could have done differently to make this closer to being the perfect smartphone. Stay tuned if you want to see that, as well as a comparison between the S8, the G6 and the Google Pixel. Thank you very much for watching. You can follow me on all my social media whatnots with the links in the description, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.